How Americans are feeling about the country's 250th anniversary, according to new polls. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Washington at Duane Mitchell has big plans for America's 250th anniversary. Mitchell, a 78-year-old veteran in Montana, plans to take a red, white, and blue 1954 Chevrolet pickup that he restored and drive it in local parades for the 4th of July. In honor of the country's milestone anniversary, he bought a decorative eagle to mount on the back of the truck, accompanied by American flags. "I'll be driving my pickup," he said, referring to his role in the parades. "Usually we freeze a whole bunch of candy, and I have a couple of kids from down the block who get in the back and throw candy out. Everybody loves it." Mitchell isn't the only one looking forward to this year's festivities. About 4 in 10 U.S. adults feel proud about the country's 250th anniversary, according to a new survey from the Associated Press-NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Roughly 3 in 10 say excited describes their emotions. The milestone will be marked with events across the country, and President Donald Trump has planned several for the nation's capital, including a fair on Washington's National Mall. At Audio, how Americans are feeling about the country's 250th anniversary, according to new polls. AP correspondent Donna Warder reports on a new poll on what Americans think of the country's upcoming 250th anniversary. But as the celebrations begin, many Americans also feel indifferent or conflicted about celebrating the country. Other Gallup polling shows that most Americans now feel the signers of the Declaration of Independence would be disappointed with how the U.S. has turned out, a substantial increase from 25 years ago. The Ferris wheel on the National Mall is lit as preparation continues for the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, Sunday, June 21, 2026, in Washington. AP photo / John Elswick. The Ferris wheel on the National Mall is lit as preparation continues for the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, Sunday, June 21, 2026, in Washington. AP photo / John Elswick. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook, copy link, copied print, email, X, LinkedIn, Bluesky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. Most Republicans and older adults feel proud. Most Republicans say that proud or excited describes how they are feeling about the United States' 250th anniversary. About 7 in 10 Republicans say pride describes their emotions, compared with about 3 in 10 independents and roughly 2 in 10 Democrats. Older Americans, those ages 60 and older, are also mostly feeling proud, with about 6 in 10 saying this describes how they feel about the nation's anniversary. Mitchell, the Montana veteran, wants the country to be celebrating it to the maximum. As a Vietnam War veteran who was drafted into the war, he wants Americans to remember the men and women who have given their lives to protect the freedoms they have today. "It was a sacrifice," Mitchell said, referring to his service. "The most important thing about the celebration is understanding that freedom is not free, and it never will be free, so you need to celebrate that." About half of Republicans, 54%, say they feel excited about the country's anniversary. As the country marks 250 years of independence, most Americans believe the country has succeeded in achieving its founding ideals, according to new Gallup polling. About 7 in 10 U.S. adults say that America has succeeded a great deal or a fair amount in achieving the ideals for which the country was founded. That view is shared by a majority of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, though Republicans are especially likely to say the country has succeeded. Democrats and young people feel conflicted or indifferent. More Democrats and young people say conflicted or indifferent describes their feelings about America 250. About 4 in 10 Democrats and roughly 3 in 10 adults under 30 say conflicted describes their feelings extremely or very well. About 3 in 10 in each case feel indifferent. Laura Davis, a 44-year-old in Chicago who identifies as a progressive liberal, has struggled with what she describes as the American declarations of grandiosity this year, including Trump's White House ballroom construction and the repainting of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. She believes that money could be better spent on Americans in need, as well as international aid, and she worries the country's reputation is being damaged by the Trump administration's actions. It doesn't mean we can't celebrate the things that do make America a unique and in some ways exceptional place to be, she said. But I think it's more nuanced than that, and I hope that doesn't get lost in the celebration. About 8 in 10 Americans say the signers of the Declaration of Independence would be disappointed with how the country has turned out, according to a new Gallup poll. Only about 2 in 10 say the signers would be pleased. That's down significantly from 1999, the first time the question was asked, when 55% believed they would be disappointed and 44% said they would be pleased. Sidney Crispin, a 39-year-old Democrat in Maine, believes the country's incredible foundation is worth celebrating. Still, she is conflicted by what she sees as a decline in people's ability to have respectful discourse, something she believes is at the heart of America's identity. She hopes communities find ways to celebrate the remarkable parts of America this 4th of July while still reflecting on its areas for improvement. Preparation continues for the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, Sunday, June 21, 2026 in Washington. AP photo/John Elswick. Preparation continues for the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, Sunday, June 21, 2026 in Washington. AP photo/John Elswick. Add AP News on Google. Add AP News as your preferred source to see more of our stories on Google. Share Facebook, copy link, copied print, email X, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Flipboard, Pinterest, Reddit. Read more. Celebrating the 250th. Spending time with friends or family tops on list. Just under half, 44%, of U.S. adults plan to celebrate the country's 250th anniversary by spending time with friends or family, according to a recent Gallup with Honor poll. About 3 in 10 U.S. adults say they plan to watch coverage of America 250 events on television or social media. More than half of adults ages 65 and older plan to celebrate with friends or family, while nearly half plan to watch coverage of the event on television or social media. Adults under 30 are more likely to say they are not planning to celebrate at all. The Gallup with Honor poll found about 2 in 10 U.S. adults plan to participate in a neighborhood or community event, while approximately 1 in 10 say they will be attending an official America 250 event. Lyle Nelson, a 67-year-old in Idaho, said he plans to maintain his tradition of watching the annual Macy's fireworks show at home. Nelson, who agrees with a lot of what Trump has done in office, remarked that even though Trump was disappointed that he did not get re-elected in 2020, he might be pleased that he's the one in the White House during this historic event. I wonder if he's thankful that he gets to be president during the 250th anniversary, Nelson said. I think he'll be excited for that. The AP-NORC poll of 2,596 adults was conducted April 16-20 using a sample drawn from NORC probability-based AMRE Speak panel, which is